of him mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego the political. My ego don't come. This one not day off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Mayegun don't come. My people make you shout. Mayegun don't come. Man of the masses. Mayegun don't come. Mayegun diary political. Mayegun don't come. This man not day off in mind. Mayegun don't come.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo to do. Mayegun diary, number one.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Mayegun diary, number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Mayegun diary political. Mayegun diary Godfather.
As much as a lot of you or us, a lot of us don't like the Nigeria police, today, one man will eternally be grateful to the Nigeria police. His name is Unknown Babalawo Lamidi Apapa, Ishawuru, whatever you like to call him. He received some beatings today at that old age, even if they don't beat him again, it seems enough. It is so unfortunate that the beating of Babalawo Apapa is the top of all the headlines in Nigeria, while what really happened at the tribunal seems not to be making any kind of news. On Mayegun's diary political tonight, if you want to laugh, you can laugh when the session of Apapa, when we get to that part of Apapa, but at the same time, don't let this message be lost on you, because something they happen inside that their tribunal. Now only here you feel and better. All you have to do as you are joining this evening or morning or afternoon is to like the broadcasts. That's the first step. The second step is to share it. And the third, of course, is to read the entire description. Then you can sit back, relax, or you can just start your finger typing. Stood up. It depends. Let us start. Again, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. I have so much to share with you tonight that I'm going to try and speak slowly enough that I think that will make me not to miss out on anything. Babalawo Apapa, Lamidi, Apapa, Agbado Ishauru. They sometimes call him the Agbado Labour Party chairman. But let's use the one that the Nigeria media calls him. They call him the factional chairman of Labour Party. Of course, he is not. However, the crisis in Labour Party, championed and then led by this Apapa and his group, is being sponsored by no other than APC, Egbekegbe, no doubt. From the word go, I have made it very clear that the intention is to derail, distract, and possibly withdraw the entire cases against APCO, PDPO. They are the wheeler dealers. Unfortunately, an old man that made himself available for this kind of asset job, I promise you this, he never bargained for the kind of beating slaps or whatever happened to him today. His intention was very clear, okay? And he's living up to that. Last week, they went to court. There is a court case against the normal chairman. His name is Julius Abure. Now, Julius Abure is the one known to the world as the chairman of Labour Party, especially the past 10 months before the elections. Nobody knew Apapa. But immediately after the election, and they started talking about go to court. Well, crisis started. Apapa's group discovered that Abure's group, right, they have committed perjury. Those they cleared and gave waivers to contest elections under Labour Party, right? Abure was accused, is being accused of forging the signatures of other executive members of Labour Party in order to give the waiver to these contestants. Some of them won elections. Those who didn't win or those who were rigged out, they are currently in court. So Apapa is expected to tap the real foundation that the obedient are currently, you can say, the real coalition the obedient have with the Labour Party, and that's Abure. So they have to crush that. Once they crush that, the rest of the things built on it can crumble and collapse at a go. That's the plot. So they went for Abure, and they said he's committed perjury. So therefore, they are taking him to court. So Abure put together his own legal team, right, to fight the court and say the court has no jurisdiction. This is supposed to be a party matter. It shouldn't be anything to do with court at all. This is something that should be resolved within their party. But because the job is to derail everything and destroy everything, if Obi no go play ball, they'll go deal with the whole thing. We can actually pop him up or the foundation they built on. It's as simple as that. Oh. In Nigeria, they call it political strategy. A criminal kind of arrangement, collusion, that people should be actually right now be arrested and be waiting to be jailed. But in Nigeria, they celebrate it. So, Apapa, who has nothing to do with Labour parties and what have you, surfaced. And they said he was their former deputy national chairman. But he ceased to be that deputy national chairman. But they thought they could kind of resolve it among themselves until the courts gave Apapa and his group the audience they wanted. The money they were spending to fight all of this coming from APC, of course. Anyway, when they went to court last week, the court now said they had the right, they have the jurisdiction to hear the case of the two of them, Abure and Apapa. So all this while, they were still fighting in court to say if the court have the jurisdiction to hear their cases. So, but Apapa is already everywhere being presented. He's already been sacking people, suspending people, and all of that, so that his own 4 or 5 people, they will be the Labour Party, which is that of APC. So, the court ruled last week that, of course, they are going to hear the case, and they should all come back this Friday. That was last week. They said, come back next Friday so that we can hear all your cases. No decision was made. Immediately after that court's decision, Apapa and co, they walked out dancing, happier, And he said he is now in charge. And by the power of court, he is ordering the Peter Obi's lawyers to report to him in 48 hours to come and brief him about all the tribunal cases. Or else. So everybody just laughed it off. He dey bluff, he dey mad, he dey crazy, me now. We be a papa, them born in papa, this and that. Everybody forgot. So while some were still like, oh my God, this Peter Obi just be everywhere. Sure, you get small time or a video surfaced. Peter Obi was in London. The guy carried Uber from airport. According to him, he flew to France. From France, he flew to London, and he got a Uber because he wanted to say hello to the person who was doing birthday, Dele Momodu, Bob D. So Bob D is hosting a small birthday party or something for himself, or people were just like kind of stopping by to greet him. So Obi said he stopped by too. Look at your president.
And this morning, wow. To see London to Nice. Wow. Nice back to London.
And now to Lagos.
And then to Lagos to Abuja. I said I must come here and say, wish you.
Okay, there is one here on the right.
And I must come here and wish you. This morning.
You get that? So that was him. To Nice, and from Nice to London, and from London I'm going to go back to Lagos. So this was yesterday. Somebody said, but I thought they said he was deported from London. I was like, see, Baba, no good answer for you. Okay. Anyway, that's him in London. Sure you get. With Dele Momodu. And in their small parlor where they were talking, it was recorded to have said, he told APC or something like that, that he told APC that if they love Nigeria, why didn't they present Osinbajo? At least somebody like Osinbajo is young, is healthy. Sure you get. And he's experienced too. So instead of a sick man. Anyway, I'll let him speak. According to when he finally got inside, Dele Momodu's house in London.
I just want to see Nigeria work. I don't like it. Any day, anytime. I even confronted APC. If you want it, why did you bring those back up? Let's have the place working for everybody. So that we have people who want to work for the country and are healthy and good. The person we brought out today is not as if we cannot do it 20 years ago, maybe, not today. Because the country needs somebody like him 24 hours working. You know, the country is difficult. He knows my
is on the side.
He knows my
It
style.
will be about 64 next election.
Yeah. We need the young.
So this was in London. And the videos were like everywhere. Sure you get. So some were like, okay, maybe tomorrow be Peter Obi's tribunal case. Okay, I mean, it doesn't have to be there, you know. Everybody was making their own different comments on social media. Then earlier this morning, when we expected them to start their tribunal case, see the first person that first arrived in court. It was Apapa. Apapa and his own friends. Where's that? Yeah. Sorry that you can't see this if you are not watching on YouTube as well. There's an image. So, Apapa, Arabambi, the supposed youth leader of Labour Party, who is also the friends of APC, PDP. Long story short, this is Apapa's Labour Party. The ones that are doing everything to get Peter Obi and every Labour Party candidate either suspended or get their case withdrawn and dismissed. This is their Labour Party. However, the drama started when they got inside. So the impression, according to people, was that, you know, maybe Obi will not be there. Sure you get, since they saw him in London. So he's probably not going to be in court. So Apapa dressed. This guy wore golden shoe. Let me see if you can see his, you can, okay. Can you see his leg in that picture? I wish I could zoom it, but I can't. It's a still picture. He put on his agbada, dressed up. He got inside the court. They started fighting. Well, he started fighting for seats. Sure you get. According to him, he's there to represent Labour Party. And since the lawyers failed to come and brief him after the 48 hours he gave them, he is there in court to witness things for himself before he will now know what to do. Are you normal? Or you won't believe it. Or somebody was asking him, are you normal? Are you normal at all? Okay, we're going to go to the court and see the drama. Some of you have seen the videos, but it's only on Mayegun's Diary Political that you can have them in sequence, like one after the other as things happen. And it's quite more like detailed. If you're watching this as a whole, you know, the whole show, either now or later, you get me? The story is just like, okay. Now, waiting be this, what's going on? What is all this? Inside the courtroom, where Apapa said is the chairman, the supposed chairman. I'll go find that clip. This is them. Look at them outside the court again. Here is a video. The rock star Apapa. He was like a rock star, golden shoe. Hey, today not today. Around that time, you know something I told you about the obedient? Somebody told me that, I mean, a lot of people have told me that, you, this Mayegu, you can be a very good psychologist. I said, yes, I majored in psychology. I majored in psychology too. I told you that the power they have is their power of mobilization. And that is why you see this terrain, this social media, when it comes to Nigeria politics, they control this terrain totally. It is their time. They rule this terrain when it comes to Nigeria politics. And they know how to use the social media so well that Nigeria has been unable to defeat that social media, not like other African countries. Yes, they rule here. And you know what they do? Once they sense something, they will say, obedient, gather here. They don't know why they are gathering. But the moment they start gathering, they will know why. And just like that, then go give you waiting you deserve. If you are good, if you say something good about them, they say, obedient, gather here. They're going to praise you like say you be sent. Don't take it for granted. If they say, look at something, what this is, he's saying about our principal, their principal will be, it's obedient, gather here. Baba, if you are not strong, you have to be very strong, extra strong to survive whatever was coming. Because whatever is coming, right, it's not going to be physical. But go come be like say the whole world is collapsing on you. People have testified to me. Those who used to bully people in Nigeria on social media, APC, Egbe, any small thing, if I say you dey crazy, your papa, where's your papa? Can you say that to your father? Can your father shake any cock? Now go you know, any small thing, during this Bokwari time. Now disobedient, now them and they break their wings. Here you get. They call obedient bullies. They are always bullies. They don't tolerate anybody. Any small thing like this, they will just say, gather here, gather here. But for the first time, then say, obedient, gather here. No be online, no. Gather for Tribunal. Apapa is there. Obedient in Abuja, what are you doing? Apapa is right there now with his SETI. They want to hijack Obi's case. I bet some of them just left whatever they are doing. They just left it, they mobilized. By the time they gathered outside, inside, don't they receive the energy already? So it was now between Apapa and those who are inside. More go inside. First, from behind, you go see I'm like small one. I'll show you.
Understand what I'm saying? You cannot bring my road. It's your road. It's your road. Which of them is your road? I am talking to not you. Talking to who? You don't have any right to talk to anyone. Talk to me. Are you a party official? What did you say? Who am I? Then you, who are you?
I like that. Yes, ma'am. You have your fashion.
I am representing the
Shengbowiri. He actually have no idea of anybody in that place. So you see in their tribunal, the petitioners, they have their sitting corners. The litigants, which is the petitioner, the defendant are being the whatever, respondent, they have their own place. So that sitting arrangement is always there. This old weary just showed up from nowhere. He didn't even have any clue about the lawyers. Probably have no names. He won't even be able to differentiate between which one are Obi lawyer and Tifnumbu's lawyer or Hynek's lawyer. But he dressed up like somebody who is going for what's that guy's name? Apala concert. Where you have Ayinla Omowura, and then you have Aruno Shola, and the rest of them dressed in their own best gold cloth and all of that. The guy was just going there and said they want to sit down. About who are you? What are you doing? Who are you? Who am I? Who is me? Who are inside court too? We'll go back. This one long.
I am talking to not you. Talking to who? I am talking to you, not you. Are you a party official? Don't stand up for anybody. What are you saying? Who are you? Hello. I'm not you. Excuse me.
The Apapa led faction.
You cannot sit down here.
This is the seat for party official. You can go behind.
They want to fight themselves. Who comes first?
There's no result.
Put me asleep. Chairman, go to court and come with this difference. Not here. Go to court and come to difference. Not here. Go to court, not here. Labour Party office. It's not Labour Party office. This is not Labour Party office.
No result. The officials have not given result.
Why are you speaking for the party?
No,
are you a leader of the party? Are you a leader of the party?
the court officials are saying
Go stand up and talk. Who are you?
If you don't have seat here, leave this place. If you don't have seat here, leave this place.
Excuse me, please.
We don't reserve seat for anybody here.
Yes.
It is based on who goes to the
No, just don't worry.
Let's go straight out. There's no seat for anybody.
No seat reservation, please. I made that announcement.
Can somebody
please?
talk to him?
If you have any issues,
We are seated.
Thank you. Please.
We are seated.
Came this morning.
They are Russians.
The 5 musketeers, the Babalawo that want to take over Labour Party, and his co-travelers are here this morning.
They think that
But they wanted to take over our seats. They wanted to take over, and he said no.
Do you get that now? So the court came and told them that if you don't have any seats reserved here for you, we have made all this reservation and all of that. Don't you guys have an idea of how court works? What is wrong with you? So if your name is not on the seat, Baba, please, sit along here. Please go outside. Apapa was now talking and saying, I am a leader of the party. Who are you? Who is me? Who is you? You, me, or you, me, you. Are you me? Am I you? Am I you? Or you, me? You know, all that stuff, madness in the court. Finally, Apapa walked out. By the time Apapa got to the lobby, okay, hang on. Not the lobby this time around. Check this screen, right? They say Obi don't come. People will get the seat, don't come. Oh. So go tell those thugs to leave that place. So it didn't take long. They realized about I will not go from here to Kujeo because they've been living in 5-star hotels in Abuja. They've been like they have been properly taken care of. Trust me. As Apapa was walking out, remember what I told you before? Obedient, gather here. Now, Apapa didn't have a chance of being briefed by those lawyers. Sure you get. Sure. Obedient, gather here. I think he stayed back in the court because something happened, which I am going to skip a bit and come back to later, okay? But briefly, when the court now started calling people to make appearances, you know, APC people will say, I am so and so representing this. I am the candidate. I am representing the candidate. I'm representing the you know what I mean? Like that. So Obi as candidate stood up, said he's representing as the candidate. A woman leader, Labour Party woman leader who was there as well, stood up and introduced herself as the Labour Party woman leader who is now representing Labour Party today. Now, so Apapa stand up, say, no, from that corner, not where the people who are petitioners sat, from the corner, it started making noise again. No, I am the here to represent Labour Party. I am the one who have the authority. Who be this one again? This guy still there here. I say, I dey here. Around that time, those obedient who are inside the tribunal, inside the court, they were already reporting back. It's like when BBC is giving you minute by minute report of something, of a case, I mean, a courtroom case that they are unable to stream live. So people were already like, Apapa madini. If I say this Apapa the crazy, so Apapa the mental, what's be all this? So they had to explain to them and say, listen, guys, no wahala. What happened was that the court had to step down Labour Party representation. Sure you get, since they have lawyers, since Labour Party have lawyers representing them in the case. So whether somebody coming to say he's sitting here because of Labour, they are just inconsequential, at least not now. So you get, so it wasn't anything big. But at that time, Obi they don't gather outside, including lobby. Now, so police come and say, Baba, if you want come out for your life, yeah, come on your cap, your cap. We will move you out now. We will do our best to get you out of here. Because you see those who are outside there, if we leave you for them, you be Muslim? He said, yes. Are you a Muslim? He said, yes, I'm a Muslim. Well, there will be probably a 2 o'clock flight that will take your body to Ibadan. They will still be able to bury you before 4 p.m. this evening. Or what do you think? He had to follow the police. Now, following the police, there are some people who are already upset with what he just did inside that courtroom. Because that's exactly what he wanted to do. Cause confusion, like the AA people. You know, I told you about the AA. Action Alliance, or what's be that party? The party that within 30 minutes of them appearing in tribunal pre-hearing, 2 lawyers represented the party. They didn't know themselves. They started fighting inside court. At last, they are like, okay, you know, in shame. They said, okay, we are withdrawing the case. That was when the breaking news said, oh, Tribunal dismissed the first case against Tifnumbu. So that's exactly what they want to do with this Obi. Cause confusion in a way that they will just be like, these Labour Party people, why are they always creating problems here? Sure you get. You know, go get tail, you know, go get this. And that will be making the headlines, not what is being discussed, what is really happening inside the tribunal. So I won't give you the shortest part now so that we can go to the proper one. Baba, stand up, oh. If you want me to protect you, follow us. They go rough and do you, or you go manage. Just remove your cap. Follow us. In the lobby, ladies and gentlemen, where people, like I said, were already upset. Like, why are you doing this? Someone even asked. Just right there. Watch this. So that was the kind of, not so clearer one. Let's go back to that entrance when they were bringing him out again, right?
Tear gas him. They tear gas him. He fell. He fainted. He passed out. He passed out.
Now, there is another one as well. That person was using his phone. Like, it was like at the head, right? I want to share that with you again. It's part of so many claims from Olangu and all that. Everything lo ti propoye ace.
Si ni pe gboro ti di propoye, everywhere lo ti propoye ace. Si ni pe gboro ti di propoye, everywhere lo ti propoye ace. Si ni
Problem ti wall everywhere. But that's somebody's grandfather, somebody's father. And it was like somebody who stole a goat from the main market. And they are holding him like, ole, ole, thief, ole, Apapa. But the real briefing, they said the obedience won't give them. See, they won't brief them. How the case be? Police didn't let them do the briefing. Yeah, that's the, that's the part where like they had to hold him with his agbada, pulling him here and there, just to get him to safety, away from where. So the court had to be like, so let's go back inside that court. Because some of the images you probably will miss. If you are watching on YouTube, like I said, right? Take a look at this. These were the still images that you saw in that video, like this, when they were bringing him out from inside the court. So this is the lobby. Now, then at the end, at the entrance, the one you saw earlier, Then to the part that he was so surprised that, you these people, you did this to me. Don't you have elders at home? Shock, he was surprised. Somebody said, Apapa, an old man, we no respect himself, decided to be the typical Nigeria rig system. And no matter what they paid him, Apapa is ignoring the force behind Obi. And he thought he could just walk in just like that and then destroy their case. But I realize some people slap him inside the crowd. At this point, it could be like say his mouth don't swell. You know that kind of thing, if somebody punch him for mouth or something. I'm just using the image now, okay? If you're watching this live, you understand what I'm saying. Look at his mouth. It was like it was then decam, somehow. Even in front of that same place, where they are holding him back and forth with his agbada, you will begin to ask yourself and say, see, look at this one. They were like dragging him on like a dying goat. Look at him. Somebody grandpa. Somebody that is probably is almost 80. But every time I remember what princess, you know Princess Balogun of the temple, Abi, the Yoruba Union princess. One day we were having a meeting. And that meeting was about somebody who has committed a very serious crime. And then in that conversation, they said, but we thought he's an elderly person. And she was like, no, elderly Oshiwoni. Which elderly? Because he looks like 70 or 60 years old. Poverty will make you kind of, it's not a good thing, is it? Poverty ages you. You age faster than your peers. There are many of you today that if you see your mates, your schoolmates, some of them you would have prostrated to greet them. I say, Rasa, Elesa. AK, you don't know me ni. Na me, Mayegun. You don't forget Mayegun. Don't prostrate and greet me now. We are mates now. You were even older than me by 2 years. Mayegun. Now you be this. Now me, remember. I said, you look older, gone you. What happened? He said, it's a long story. Nigeria is there, you know. Some said that Nigeria poverty made Ishauru, Lamidi, Babalawo, Apapa to look like somebody who is 80 years. Let's say if you look to and fro, if you know past 55 years or 56 years, he may not even be an old man. But some said, Abba. Say, no, the man don't nearly reach 80. How can somebody, 70 years old man, turn himself to this? Because, you know, internet will never forget. Small time now, the obedient will look, they will find his children on social media. It no go take time. When they find them, I'll tell you. They will look for his children. They will look for where they are. They will bring out their pictures. And they begin to say, look at Ishawuru's children. No? Here you get somebody, grandpa. How much them pay him? How much them promise him? Meanwhile, back in their same court. So from what the court had was that INEC has failed to give the OB people their, access to those documents. I'm talking about the ones they use for their elections. So today, after the Apapa's drama is gone, back to business. So it became obvious that INEC in Nigeria is actually in that tribunal as if they are also candidates in that elections too. I'm like, well, what do you expect? So they said INEC refused to release all of the court-ordered documents that they use for that their charade election. I'm talking about the results that they announced. So yeah, go bring out your results, the ones you announced. They said INEC is not giving them what they want. And 5 times they have written to them reminding them what the court said, what the court, So when INEC could respond, INEC said, Peter Obi lawyers failed to pay the 1.5 million naira they were supposed to pay to get those documents. Are you not supposed to be government institutions that you just conducted an election and by law, you are going to be expected to present the result you announced? So they just told them that in the court today, in that their tribunal. However, Tifnumbu's people were like, no, that wasn't what we discussed the last time. Anything they gave to you, just take it like that. You cannot start asking for court's approval to get the election materials. No, we can't build our prayers properly in front of this tribunal if we don't have access to all the documents that INEC said back all they did. So they told them to, well, we would have to see you again on Friday. So which means on Friday, we'll probably have no drama like that of Apapa. We'll have no drama like that of Arabambi. And possibly, they will probably have been kind of investigated and held to the point that today they haven't committed any crime. Or you know why? Because during that drama, I think the court is probably yet to see it. When all those videos you saw. Like, where's the other one? There's a particular one that, hang on. Let me see if I still have it.
Nobody knows this man. He's too old for this nonsense. Nobody knows him. We don't know him. We don't know him.
You hear where you are telling him that this man is too old for this nonsense. This man is too old for we don't know you. We don't know you. So asking the question of how much do you think they promised him? And how long do you think that money will last? Or no, you know what? Clear that. Right? Let me rephrase the question. How long do you think, or should I say, how much do you think will be enough for you to do the kind of what Apapa is doing? Like to ignore logic, to kind of go that far without caring for anything, like whatever. If I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. So somebody said 1 billion. Do you know that 1 billion? If you have if anybody give you 1 billion, and let's say you are spending 1 million every day, that 1 billion naira, you will only spend it for just maybe 1,000 days. That's less than 3 years. So some of you who love to talk about big money, I will collect 100 billion. I will collect 1 billion. Even though you will never get that too. But let's assume that they promise you 1 billion naira. And you decide to be spending 1 million every day. Because what kind of business would you do to give you 1 million every day anyway? So that will take you 1,000 days. That's less than 3 years. If they give you 10 billion, and you are spending 1 million every day, it will take you 30 years. So if they give you 100 billion, then it will take you how many years? 300 million. 300 years. Or maybe 280 years to spend 100 billion. That's a lot of money, yeah? Sometimes that is what your politicians steal. I wonder, how could one person steal like 200 billion, 500 billion naira, 1.something trillion, 2 trillion naira? Somebody will just steal that one. Like, even if you're spending 1 million or 10 million every day. So what do you think would have been offered Apapa? 1 billion, 10 billion, or 100 billion? No idea. But like I said, there are other things that happened inside that court. So Symphony, we're going to use their clip where one of the lawyers actually shared and asked, what exactly is the INEC Nigeria running from? Listen to this.
So tell us, you said you want to be pushed to the wall as to the amount that was actually paid to buy. Can you shed more light on that, please?
What I was trying to say is that the amount that was being demanded, I don't want to be pushed to the wall, but let me put it this way, that the amount is far from being legit. So I believe I've said it all. But what is important is that now that INEC has a lead counsel, I believe that something good may come out of a chat that I'm supposed to have with him today. Because until now, if you ask me, and I say it with every degree of emphasis, that INEC sees itself as a candidate in an election that it conducted. I say it with every degree of emphasis, going by the conduct of INEC, and that is true. Now, you would have noticed, for those of you who were in court, that no other party is complaining about not getting any documents. You should ask the question, why is it so? Because they have been provided with documents, except the petitioners, who have not been provided with the required documents. And I keep on saying, what is INEC umpire hiding? What is he hiding? What is he hiding? I don't know. Maybe you, as gentlemen of the press, may interrogate them to find out why INEC should not be neutral. They are supposed to be neutral. That's the way it is all over the world, including African countries. It's only in Nigeria that the electoral umpire behaves as if it is a candidate in its own election. I don't think this will continue and should not continue.
The other question by Friday, these issues of documents that did not get served by INEC or documents did not receive from INEC can be resolved.
Well, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be pessimistic. But if we don't, there are other options. There are other options.
What mission have they served on? And what mission did they say they have served on?
You say what?
The motion they said they have served on the petitioner that they need a plan. What is it?
Okay. What?
Wait a minute, please. Wait.
The motion they filed is asking that some paragraphs of the petition be struck out. Serve this morning in court, and we will reply accordingly. Provide a very, very robust defense. The allegation is misplaced.
The last one, please.
Application on? Oh yes. That one probably should be among the applications to be had on Friday. But surprisingly again, I believe it will surprise you, that INEC is objecting. A public institution that is being funded by the government, representing the people, is saying they don't want the people to enjoy live streaming. Are you not surprised? Again, you ask yourself, what are they hiding? What are they hiding? What are they hiding?
I hope that summarizes it, yeah? I'll leave the rest for you to add. You know what I mean? That's from the courts. But do you all know that there is another kind of big fraud that is currently taking place under this Bokwari just few days before the end of the part 1 of your Armageddon and the beginning of the second stage of the Armageddon? I don't think Nigeria will survive it, but that's a story for another day. But do you know that the 22.7 trillion naira that Emefiole printed for Bokwari's government that they shared in order to cover up that illegality, there was no single National Assembly approval for it. Bokwari and Emefiole, they broke the law. But wouldn't you be so surprised that somehow, just 3 weeks to the end of Bokwari's inglorious, murderous, bloody, terrorized tenure, the Nigeria National Assembly adopted all of that money. They adopted all of that money and they dumped it into the Nigeria national debt. And they made a sort of motion in their National Assembly to approve all of that printed money, even though this printing lasted for 8 years. Not a single approval came from them. But suddenly, they quickly added it to the national debt of Nigeria and decided to sell it off as a bond so Nigerians can buy the debts, cover the whole thing up. Do you know how that happened? Now $30 million. Bokwari's government gave to the National Assembly members in order to do all of that archer job. Omo. Nigeria had to finish. Honestly speaking. You see, in the House of Representatives, they collected $15 million, 15 million, and they gave that to Gbajabiamila Amole. Gbajabiamila Amole collected $15 million and he gave $10,000 to each member of the National Assembly, of the House of Representatives. Multiply $10,000, 10,000 by 360. What you will get is going to be $3.6 million. But he didn't give them that money until a few days ago. And why? I'll tell you. Before the Asharid election, Bokwari's government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, right, gave all the National Assembly members, senators, so reps, so $50,000 US dollars each. As just like, okay, just take this for your election. PDP, APC, ABGA, all of them collected. It didn't make noise. So by the time the election was over, they just told them another 10,000 is coming. Well, not 10,000. Okay, it was meant to be another $40,000. But this time around, Gbajabiamila Amole, after collecting the share of his own 360 members, Rubber Stamp Lawan, after that one collected their own share. You know, they are not as many as reps. So they shared their own money, just like $50,000 to each senators. and the leadership of the National Assembly, including the deputy vice Senate president, being a deputy Senate president, or leaders of the House, so they shared about $6 or $7 million, 4 people. The rest, they collected 50,000 US dollars. But when they got to the turn of Bajabia Mole, Shishi, they no get. Shingbai, they no collect. The 15 million was cooling off somewhere. Until a week ago, which was last week, some members started hearing that the money they shared to them at the National Assembly, at the Senate, they are supposed to collect. So your speaker collected $15 million. So the deputy speaker, that was a guy, they decided to call in to reconvene and have a quick session that they are going to treat that issue. It would have been a big scandal. Before they could call any meeting, Bajabia Mole ordered the clerk of the House to send a message to all the House of Representative members that, listen, we are going to adjourn indefinitely, which means until further notice, we are not sitting again. But before then, right, here is $10,000 for all of you. So $10,000 by 360 is 3.6 million minus $10,000, which is Bajabia Mole is one of the 360 House of Rep member, but he's the speaker, so you won't count him. 359. So by the time he gave them all that money, you know how much is left for Bajabia Mole? $11.4 million. So the rest of his colleagues are like, we don't go agree. Why can't shit be this? Now that wahala we they said to us, we are talking right now. They are looking for Bajabia Mole. They are asking for the balance of their money. All of this just to dump money printed on the rest of you as debt. You will pay. Now you go pay the debt. In order to cover the criminals who perpetrated this crime. Bokwari and Co., what did they do? They paid those who were supposed to probe them and report back to you that they don't finish you. Your children that you are praying for, Kodolu Baba, Ojola, tomorrow, their future have been mortgaged already. And this is what that simply means. Sorry about that blinking. It does that all the time. It's crazy, isn't it? Don't worry, I'm saving money. I'm going to get myself another camera that will actually stay on like this. And then, when it's plugged, it keeps charging itself. That's pretty much better than all this film and all that. I apologize. Yeah, they paid them to cover it up. And they did exactly. They used your National Assembly. They used their own authority to legalize the criminality done by Bokwari. And they got paid at your own expense. Well, that's not news, is it? It's probably not something that should move you, but say no. Okay. Look at this guy. They said he's EFCC, one of the EFCC young staff. Now, his story is so sad. Yeah? As you are looking at him, he's dead. They have killed him. And he wasn't killed in line of operation. Like, okay, let's go and arrest bad people. Let us go and get all the bad people and, put them in jail. Sure you get. That's not the reason why the young boy got killed. The young man was beaten to death by his senior colleagues in EFCC. There is a current scandal going on inside the EFCC in Nigeria. I don't know if you have heard about it, or you may never hear about it until I tell you. Abi? The scandal is that let's take just 2 steps back a bit so that this won't be shocking to you. Okay? When APC, Egbekegbe came in, there's this guy, Magu Luther Crook. Magu Luther Crook was the EFCC chairman And it was like, what's that guy's name again? Oh, hey, I wanted to remember this Sherlock Holmes. It was like a Sherlock Holmes of Nigeria, crime busting syndicate, kind of, like he's a Superman and all of that. He's going to clean everywhere of, all the thieves in Nigeria. Magu is coming. You need to run, if you're a criminal, I'm on Abobo. All that thing, Abobo. I happen to be one of the first people who said that. You this my Egmu, shut up your mouth. He's doing a great job. Babana Bobo, you be Mugu. If you have actually ever believed any of these guys and you are still believing in anything they say, you be Mugu. Mugu Giti. Now they give them that lifeline whether they take survival. Because without you, they will not actually amount to anything. So what happened? He was doing an actual job. As they were announcing, we have arrested so, and we have discovered 500 billion naira inside GP tank. We have arrested. It was like everywhere. Ashuleni. Asheba Bauli. You know what I mean? We did,